finally be coming. The Biden administration announced earlier this week that they're officially now planning to end the public health emergency in May, but will doctors continue their push for the vaccine? Now, Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo issued a warning back in October based on his analysis advising young men to avoid the vaccine due to an increased risk of cardiac-related death. But desperate to keep pushing the vaccine, his colleagues at the University of Florida are now claiming his work is, quote, seriously flawed. Now, Pfizer responded to our request for a comment saying numerous government agencies have authorized the vaccine and that it has saved lives. The Florida Surgeon General, Dr. Joseph Ladapo, joins us now to respond.
And people are dropping dead.
Weren't these vaccines under the emergency use authorization, sir?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Hannity, they were previously under emergency use authorization. Everyone knows that the clinical trials were stopped early. We've learned many new things about safety since that time. You've refuted some of those things during your interviews with other doctors. And at this point, most of them have full approval, but it's really full approval in name only. The safety of these vaccines is just so much worse than any other widely used vaccines.
I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to play one on radio or television, and I've advised people to do a lot of their own research. But you're warning that some of these vaccines for men younger than 40 are outweighed by the dangers. And you talked about a self-controlled case series analysis of men 18 to 39, 84% increase in relative incidence of cardiac-related death after vaccination within 28 days. I keep reading about myocarditis. I'm not a doctor. I keep reading about a higher incidence of blood clotting. I'm not a doctor. I keep reading about other complications. Now, is it from the virus itself? Do you believe it's a combination of certain things? Maybe certain people with certain genetic predispositions are not made for this virus. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I'm asking you. That's a pretty urgent warning that you sent out, and I know you believe it was based on the science, correct?
Well, it's very kind of you, Hannity, to state the fact that you're not a doctor, but it really is okay to believe what your eyes are telling you and what your ears hear from your neighbors. The reality is that these vaccines absolutely increase the risk of cardiac injury. And it's actually way beyond the myocarditis that you hear about. There's even something called subclinical myocarditis, and we were supposed to have data on that by now, but Pfizer got an extension on the data deadline from the FDA. It quietly got a 6-month extension on that. So yeah. It really is okay to believe what your eyes are telling you, and certainly people are voting that way. I mean, there's very little uptake of the bivalents.
If I offered you and representatives of one of these companies airtime to debate, would you do it?
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be great to get the data, discuss the data that actually shows safety risks, but doesn't get any coverage. And we know why it doesn't get any coverage.
Dr. Ladapo, thank you very much. We appreciate it. When we come back.